Here we go then, the number one player, Tom Cousins, ready to go here in the first match of day 2. Has to sit and wait though, because Josh Kane, the last man standing, is the first player to break off. Race to 7, 50 minutes as always here at the Pro Series. Simon Webb and Tony Holgate with you on commentary, and a nice opening break there for Josh.
Yep, I like to watch Josh, good player, very solid. Last couple of events he's sort of started off well in them and then sort of just faded away. Obviously I was on comms when Tom was playing yesterday evening against John Rowe. John had not the greatest day at the office, but Cousins was his normal self, mopping up everything and clinical as ever.
Yeah, I think for Josh, he's one of those players that his best game is absolutely elite. That's why he has, a World Masters title to his crown. It's why he's been a World Championship runner-up. But can he do it round after round? And that's what's been missing with Ultimate Pool. I think that my take on it is that he hates playing anything but perfect pool. He hates it even when he makes a clearance and he doesn't quite do it the way he plans out, or he gets it wrong. He gets so frustrated without playing perfect. And I think sometimes you just have to accept you can't always play great and just focus on the next chance. And I think that's what Josh probably needs to do more than anything. That's a fabulous shot.
He's stringing multiple matches together for Josh, for me.
Yeah, and I think that all ties in, because when you've got one match out there on the main stage and you gear yourself up, you play brilliantly, you can't do that if you win a tournament and you have to win 4, 5, 6, 7 matches in a tournament to get through, there's going to be matches along the way where you don't play great. Tom Cousins has won 9 titles with Ultimate Pool. He hasn't played brilliantly in all those matches. Jordan Shepherd won 5 shootouts before Ultimate Pool started with OMG, and he didn't play particularly well in any one match in particular. He won moments, but he just won. And I think for Josh, forget about playing perfect pool and just worry about winning.
With Sheppy, it seems, last night we watched him play. He plays in bursts, very quick bursts, where he doesn't seem to be in the game, and then for a good 5 to 10 minutes, he'll rattle off 4 frames in a row out of nowhere, and think, well, where's that come from?
Yeah, he is playing in the last 16. All last 16 matches, apart from the 2 we will see after this, are currently in action. We'll update you with the scores as we're going on, but slow start for Jordan. He's already 2-0 down to Sean Story. Tough final 3 balls here, and the 8 balls guarded as well. This isn't not an easy start for Josh Kane.
Still a bit tricky. He's got this red down into the bottom left-hand corner. Let's just have a little look here. He might play the red off the side rail and into the yellow. If he can pot that, he also frees up that pocket, which will make it available for the black. I'll tell you what, that would be my chosen shot, I think, now. He's decided against it. Wow. Is the cue ball going to get to the middle? No. Put a lot of sound on that beast. He's looking to see if he's got a slight angle, or he can just get the cue ball down a bit and play that black ball into the bottom left. You might have to pinch a bit of that jaw of the middle, which things should go wrong.
Even if he just gets to the side cushion, he'll have a shot at the 8 ball.
He'll settle for that.
It's a tough first 8, but it's certainly one he'll fancy, and it'll be a tone setter here for Josh Kane, one way or another. It feels like a big shot early.
It's a good shot. It's a good finish.
It's a brilliant finish. I have to say, with 3 balls out, I didn't think he was likely. He had to work very hard there. Very good from Josh Kane. Brilliant start.
But one that's, say, ranked down a few places below you sort of turn up and think, well, I can maybe afford to miss a couple of balls in this match and I can get away with it, but really you can't.
No, you really feel like you can't at all. Well, we're going to see Tom Cousins for the first time here. Dry break from Josh. interesting layout for Tom as well. I feel like it's one he'll be very happy to take on. Only one real tricky ball if he goes yellows, and it's not that bad. And the one next to the red in the bottom half. Yellow passes to the bottom left with a yellow already over the pocket. He might have half a pocket there, which may make your life a little bit easier for him if he wants to play short position. If not, he'd have to take the one over the bottom left first or play into it.
Well, we're going to find out now, because he's going to pot this yellow into the bottom corner and just drag the cue ball back. Ideally wants to be above the, well, obviously above the red, but it doesn't want to come too far. It doesn't want to go above the yellow. Well, he's going to move it. That's some shot.
Yeah, delightful shot. And the reason I didn't think he was going to move it is because Tom normally just attacks straight away, and if he felt he had to play a cannon, normally it's first shot, second at the latest, but he's waited 4 shots to play that. Well, I thought this went. He was having an extra close look at it, so maybe it's a little bit tighter than I give it credit for. If it doesn't go, he might take it now into a delicate shot into the middle. Oh, he's going to go the other way, take it bottom left.
I think you can push this through. Play the yellow into the bottom left hand. Exactly what you were saying.
Exactly what I said. Yeah. We're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength. That's good. So's Tom, which is good for us.
Oh dear.
He's just got a
this is tricky.
Too much angle. Yeah, he did not want to be touching the cushion. He wanted just to be able to control the cue ball. And if he rolls this in natural, the cue ball might even go past the 8 ball, making it tough.
He's having a dig down here.
Better shot than it looks.
That is a very, very well controlled shot from Tom Cousins.
And you can see if he plays it natural, he's probably nearer the break line and to the left as well.
Playing that, you can bounce the cue ball as well, and he could have gone anywhere. Well, immaculate finish there from Cousins.
Just what you expect from Tom, isn't it? He's very, very good. That's why he's the #1 player. I think lots of players coming in for the World Championships as well. Busy day here at the Grand Hotel in Blackpool. Simple task ahead then for Josh Kane in terms of what he knows what he has to do. It's far from simple in terms of actually having to do it. He's got to win 5 straight against the #1 player. Obvious problem on the right hand side for yellows here. 8 ball's also an issue, both solvable, but 2 problems in this visit. Does he have to move the reds or yellows on the right, or do you think he can get the gap to the potting angle and then just float back out the same gap?
I think he's looking at trying to get into the potting angle because you'd have attempted to move it by now.
Yeah, agreed.
He's got a little angle here. He'll have to do it now, I think, because that black's going to need to be shifted as well.
Yeah, he'll be very keen to leave the one by the 8 ball to make sure that he has a way of dealing with that ball.
We can see Josh Kane play this shot now that you suggested, Simon. Just want to make sure he guides the cue ball out of that gap of those reds, not flick them. And it's a pretty thin cut. Certainly not easy for Killer Kane. Well, he can just drop the yellow in and use the red to hold for that yellow. I don't feel that he'll want to be screaming the cue ball down the table anyway. I think it's just leave yourself a shot at that yellow. If you could just hold it there and have a slight angle to move that black ball. Looks like he's going to attempt to come down the table. That's a good shot.
He controlled that really well.
Yeah, he's used the red to push the yellow out a bit there. That's clever. Clever Kane.
Clever Killer Kane.
Very important you get the correct connection with this black ball. Wants to bring cue ball and black ball out together. Oh, he's played it the other way.
I like
Even
that.
better.
Yeah, that was lovely.
I never looked at that. I'd fixated myself that he was going to have to play it and screw it out and play it in the corner. But
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just get the top side of the 8 ball and you flick it to bottom right. But it's a beautiful controlled finish, that one though. Fabulous connection. Oh, it's dry at the wrong time. At the wrong time for Josh.
Ouch, and look at the reds. One needs to be shifted maybe, or slightly tricky to get on, but the rest are all open, and Tom Cousins is going to have plenty of other reds where he can get onto that awkward one as well. Might even try right now. He's there, look. He's on it into the centre. So he's immediately dismissed his problem. And now it's all about just getting onto the black ball. Really, he's not going to miss those reds.
Yeah, and he's got a few good balls at the top of the table to get onto the 8 ball.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double whammy there, dry break and the way the balls were positioned as well. He's moved the black. Oh no, he hasn't. I thought that was just going to flick it out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's tried, in all honesty, but I suppose it was a cannon that couldn't go wrong. He was always going to have a shot at something, even if he had to go up the table if he got the cannon and it blocked the bottom left.
Yeah, he won't bother trying to shift it again. He'll just accept it down the rail. You look at it, this is, you settle for those who can get on it to win a match. Just want the opportunity.
One more good positional shot and one more good pot, and the match would be over.
Yeah, play this with a little bit of check side just to square the cue ball back to just keep it away from that middle bag. That's pretty good. He's had to keep on a bit of string.
Actually been a very good performance from Tom, hasn't it? Just the one error in the middle, but other than that, very, very good. Some tough finishes he's taken out. And the win is in the books for Tom Cousins. The number 1 knocks out the last man standing champion, Josh Kane, who put up a good fight, but just the 3 mistakes in the middle really hurt him. He'll have to come again in event 6, but Tom is very much into the quarterfinals of yet another Pro Series.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Blackpool, the Grand Hotel. And here we are with the last 16 game. This one between Chris Day and Dylan Leary. Should be a great game. I'm Nick Finn and I'm joined on comms by Declan Brennan. Good afternoon, Dec. How are you?
Good afternoon, Nick. I'm all right.
Excellent. Should be a good game here. This is, Dylan was on fire yesterday, and Chris is playing well this weekend as well, so it shapes up a pretty well matched game. Who are you liking for this one?
Yeah, well, obviously Dylan had a great win against John McAllister yesterday evening. 7-1, and John's been probably one of the best players of the season so far.
Yeah,
if not the best.
Bit of only in terms of the context, because John had played so well against Chris Melling, faultless, and then got beaten 7-1 by Dylan. On paper that was an incredible result.
Yeah, no, it is, but that's just the standard. Dylan's massive experience, been playing for a long time, and it just goes underrated quite often. Like, he's won major titles, he's won the Europeans, he's won the Irish Championships, he's obviously won the World Teams with us last year. He's still bags of experience. He's played in all these events for so many years. It doesn't faze him who he plays, and plays his own game. Chris is very similar, really. Chris has a lot of experience in these events, so the two players will know each other very well.
Chris wins the lag, and what a layout he's got in his opening frame.
Yeah, well, he hit the break up really, really bad. The cue ball came off. I think he hit the front ball, and he's hit the side of it, and it's came off the side cushion with topspin in and out of the balls, and they came out really nice. So we couldn't have asked for a better layout to start with.
Extension called.
Looks like a fairly dot-to-dot finish. There's no traffic in the way whatsoever, so should be no issues here.
Yeah,
looks like he's going to leave the yellow in the left half of the table as his final ball.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter if he doesn't land the correct angle. He can play for the 8-ball into the left corner pocket as well, but straightforward enough shot for Chris.
Lots of action in and around the arena. Aaron Davis and Sean Sharkey are 6 each, playing a decider. David Hogan, we've just seen.
Oh wow, he's missed.
Beating Dave McNamara. Wow, what a miss.
Wow, that's a big let off for Dylan. Dylan was probably just preparing himself to break in frame 2, and Chris just hit it a bit too hard. No call to really. These tables, you just need a cue them.
Yeah, just need to stroke that in really.
And obviously Dylan's just about okay. Could have played that a lot better as well.
There was a ding-dong battle between Cormac Kerr and Phil Harrison. Phil was behind, and then he was 5-3 up, and he's ended up losing 7-6 to Cormac. Sean Story threw against Jordan Shepherd. Jordan looked on fire last night, and Rob Warren threw in a Hill game against Arf and Dad. So the quarterfinals are starting to shape up. Sean Story will play Cormac in the quarterfinal this evening. Tom Cousins is waiting the winner of Aaron Davis and Sean Sharkey. Dave Hogan will play the winner of this game.
Yeah, great draw for all players there for Dave.
The bottom half of the draw's really opened up now, with Phil being knocked out.
Yeah, Tom's probably gone into odds-on favourite. I think he was even money to win.
Yeah.
Especially with the players that have already been put out.
Just slightly off angle here. He's got the.
Just needs to be careful. These shots are a lot more difficult in this table.
He judged it well.
Yeah, he played it well. Can trap in the cushion as well. Sometimes the cue ball goes nowhere, but he's judged it well. Yeah, great to see David Hogan getting a run. Obviously, he missed events 3 and 4 because of his work commitments, and he wasn't sure whether he was going to be able to play anymore because he couldn't really get anyone to cover what he was doing at home.
He's been on fire this weekend.
Yeah, well, I was chatting to him. He sends me text messages a couple of times, and he told me he's got a table in his house now and he's playing quite a bit. I think he would have had to travel maybe an hour to get a decent practice.
Very upright.
Very upright, but well, how's he going dry here? Yep, no. You can't. I think 13 balls went to the ball game.
Yeah.
You see us here. How is nothing
Look
going
at
on
that.
there? That's incredible.
Some serious power in that break.
Well, that's what when you stand over the cue, really, it allows you to get a maximum power through. You just hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
You do sort of lose the accuracy and maybe the control of the cue ball is the only problem. But
Yeah, there's a bit of a trade-off, isn't there? You kind of trade off the accuracy, because when you're stood up, you're not actually seeing the contact point.
interesting. So Dylan, I'm guessing, is just gonna play the loss of turn here. Interesting from Dylan, because all the yellows aren't bad apart from the one in ball.
I was thinking the same.
You know, I'd near tuck yellows rather than reds here myself.
Yeah, I mean, the two yellows on the right-hand side are a plant, whereas the reds are a bit of a mess. So I'm with you.
It's made it even better now. It's plus another two reds on the cushions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Dylan, but because the two yellows to our right are a plant into the corner as well, really.
Yeah.
Well, if they're not a plant, they can certainly be made a plant. So, you know. I wonder if Chris thinks why not just risk opening up his bad ball now, because Dylan's got a lot of work to do there. Don't really like that. You slide Dylan now to open his reds up. Maybe he can maybe put the cue ball in behind the yellow and red.
Actually, the yellow that he contacted came to his rescue, because he was trying to hide him behind the 8 ball, and he didn't get it. But the yellow popped out and covered the red.
I'm not sure. Dylan's been fortunate there, because he didn't play that shot well. He's double kissed and nudged the yellow to down beside the red.
Now this is a messy table.
Now it is a messy table.
This is going to kill a good few minutes off the clock.
And Chris won't play the loss of turn here. Well, he tried to. Well, this is one of them frames where who can get rid of your opponent's balls the quickest. But with that yellows went to, it's a massive problem for Chris at the bottom of the table. So if Dylan can he'd be happy with that. Although he missed the loss of turn opportunity, but he'd be happy he got the cue ball in there.
He left the red.
He's left the red, but there's no real value in him. You want to keep the balls on the table at this stage.
Yeah.
In this situation, you want your opponent to start potting balls. You definitely don't start potting balls yourself.
Is it worth pushing that red across the yellow on the left-hand side just to mess it up a bit more?
It could be worth maybe opening them two balls up.
Yeah.
Wow. I need to have another look at that to see if he's actually played that. But if he has, it's a brilliant shot. But wow.
Yeah, I mean, just opened up everything.
He's got the absolute perfect angle. Let me see. No, I think he has played this.
Yeah.
He's that's a great shot. He's played the yellow off this, and he's landed a nice angle here. He can come off the side cushion into his other bad ball, and then if this comes off, look at this.
Oh, what a shot. What a couple of shots that is.
That is
From
unbelievable.
Dylan Leary. Just opened up the entire frame. What vision to be able to see that
What
as well.
what would I know? What would I know? I says you don't want to be potting balls. Look at the table now. 2 shots. I actually know nothing about this game no more. Oh, Dylan. That's short. He's
quit-
okay.
Just quit a little bit, didn't he? But actually, I mean, he's got such an angle now.
He's
that
fine. He can go up into
Yeah.
but sort of the bulk line area.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Yep, that's nice. That's perfect. Well, that's finish of the week for me so far. I've seen. Well, actually, no. I think Clayton had won against me. I think it'd be very, very hard to beat.
There was an
But,
amazing finish yesterday by Chris Melling. Tony Holgate said it was the finish of the year. But this one is very much up there. Brilliant stuff from Dylan Leary. And how's about that? He's just overhit that by...
very strange half result.
yeah,
It's like he wanted to play for the middle and then changed his mind last second.
yeah. Couple of shots now he seems to have quit on. A
Just
little
needs,
bit.
to, just needs to make sure this 8 ball he will get it, but just missable. Yeah, it's okay.
Very nice. That's a top clearance.
I think if you're Chris Day, you're actually happy enough being 4-2 down here, considering
say
considering how this game has went.
Yeah.
He's gone back to the cut.
The way he started.
I think he should stick to the front ball.
Yeah. Yeah. After that last break.
Jesus,
Mind
maybe
you.
I'm wrong.
Mind you. That 8 ball just coming across. I think he's still okay. He can get through to the...
The thing is, he'd love to be yellows.
He
and
would
can't
love to
get
be yellows, yeah.
them 2 reds in the centre unless they're planted to the middle, which I don't think they are. The 2 reds in the bottom corner aren't very appealing either. He has a long yellow in the centre of the table, past the 2 reds. He's gonna have to take it on.
This would take some cueing as well.
Yeah, it will
Cueing
be.
From the cushion.
He slightly has a big pocket though, so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, use the big pocket.
Nice.
Now he's away.
Couldn't ask for better. Played that. I thought he might have played that a little bit harder in case. I thought the way he played it there, I thought maybe the yellow could stay over the hole, but just managed to drop in.
Suddenly a very different complexion on the game as well. If you can get this one, because Dylan's break has not really been working. The
No.
reason he's been ahead is through Chris's mistakes. Now the pressure really will be on Dylan to get that break working again. Otherwise, this could be very quickly turning around. Because Chris suddenly looks like he's a different player. He's found his touch. Took him a while to settle, but he looks like he's there now.
Just wants to make sure of this. The yellow that's just on the bulk line goes long. So it just needs to be. I know they look easy, but they're just not. They don't connect just as easy as they look. He's underhit this. Exactly. He's got to take it along to the left, maybe. The problem with that is he's running away from his yellow,
Yeah.
and then he's going into the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I know they look easy on the screen there, but it just didn't connect up very nicely. And he's underhit it where he's too thin on this yellow, so he's going to have to take the yellow down.
He's going to take the cut. Judging, he's hoping for a bit of luck with the kiss on the 8.
Right, he's accepted. He's landed actually really nice onto the yellow to the middle here,
Yeah.
right in behind it. So
Yeah, you can just
could have easily went wrong.
drop it in and run through.
Yeah.
Yeah, takes his medicine, just leaves a slightly trickier 8 ball, but simple enough. It's worked fairly well for him. I mean, it didn't early doors, but the last one he did was very nice. And again, ball straight into the pocket.
Look at this.
Oh, they're literally racing to the pocket.
Wow. That is
They were in a hurry to get to the pocket.
Oh, they're queuing up. Look, they're queuing up here to go in. Oh, what a break from Dylan Leary. Look at these reds. How do you like them to get over the line? You can play this red off the yellow as well, just to make sure he gets it. Doesn't even have to do that.
Need to. Well, that shot that he just played was all the hard work in the frame.
Jesus. It's only good. He's probably not had an easier finish than this than playing all year. Let's be honest. That's an unbelievable break from Dylan. Great to see. Obviously, commiserations to Chris. Be disappointed, obviously, with the start he had, but good to see Dylan Leary playing his A game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's well capable of winning this event, and it's good to see him catching form for the team Northern Ireland. Although he left that a bit short, but hopefully he can knock it in. God, I'd commentators curse this one.
Yeah, a little bit harder than it should be, but the way he's played, you do not anticipate he's going to miss this, and it is incredible from Dylan Leary. Delirious Leary.
Lethal Leary.
Fantastic from Lethal. Brilliant match, and well, I mean,
did he get a kiss? Oh, he did. Yeah. Oh, lovely.
He's going to get a kiss from Eddie instead.
Oh, back in the good books, Dylan. Good man. Keep winning.
As Carl Morris breaks off here against Neil Raybone in this final last 16 match that we'll be showing you here on Ultimate Pool TV. Quarterfinals follow this.
Well, a very colourful character is Carl. Very animated at the table, and also sometimes when he's not at the table he can be animated in his seat.
Yeah, animated is a pretty good word to describe him, I would suggest. The quarterfinal lineup, by the way, is now almost fully in shape. The winner of this will be the final quarterfinalist.
Yes, I've had many a battle actually with Carl over the years. Still quite a bit younger than me, but he was a very tough opponent to play. Obviously won a world championship in 1998. And yeah,
Final
I don't think
again
we
in
ever had a
2000,
quite,
was it?
Sorry?
Final again in 2000.
Yeah.
Lost a twist.
That's it, Jason. Yeah, God rest his soul. Very sadly missed Jason, the tornado twist. He's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, it was helping the Ultimate Pool team put together the sort of one of the launch videos for the World Championships, obviously coming up in a few days. And what always strikes me when I sort of scrub back through the archive footage that's made up of about 18 pixels for the whole screen and all the rest of it, is just how big a part of that era of the game Jason Twist was. Whether it was winning or being deep or in finals, he was categorically one of the best players in the world in an era that's widely considered as when pool was at its absolute heyday.
When he first got to the final in 1995 and he lost to Daz Ward. And then 96, I actually put him out in 96 in the last 16. But then it wasn't long before he was always knocking on the door. He was always at the business end of that tournament, and not just the Worlds. He was there. He's probably, when you look back at all the great England players in that era, which was Mick Hill, Darren Appleton, Chris Mellon was obviously very young then, but he was there playing. Gareth Potts, these are great players, and he probably was the most consistent performer out of the lot of them.
Carl went for the lot there. It was a tough shot that he was trying to play, and I think he's called a foul on himself, which is good to see.
Yeah, we couldn't quite see. I think the ball must have come back and hit his tip as he cued it, or something along those lines. But always at these events, always played great sportsmanship.
Well, here we go. Here's the shot again. Yeah, did it
I think it
come back on
he
his
played
tip,
it,
he screwed back?
I think it did. He just tickled his tip and he felt it, and he's called it. So,
Well, fair play to Carl there. And I think from as players of a certain generation, fair play to him. It's not something that would probably come naturally. One of the real proponents of the darkest arts is Houdini Morris. As Neil's development shot there has gone a little wrong, and I just wonder if he's going to pull back. I think it would probably be a little wise in this situation.
Neil Rayburn, another player I know very well. When I played on the tour, that was actually my last ever match on the tour before I retired, was against Neil Rayburn. So he basically ended my career. Bless him.
Oh yeah, what a way to go though.
Well, it was because in my entire career I was never ever late for a match. And the night before I'd played Matt Cook, and I basically said to Matt Cook with first to 7, I said for every time I dish you tonight, I said I'm going to down a Bacardi and Coke. He said, well, at least I'll keep you sober. I beat him 7-0 in about 18 minutes. So obviously I had a few Bacardi, so I went into town to celebrate as well. And I was a little bit late for my quarter-final match with Mr. Rayburn, as in 3-0 down when I got to the table. And it's the first time I'd ever been late for a match. And I didn't make it too tough for him to put me away.
Yeah, I mean that'll do it.
That was a good few years ago now. I think it was 2006, something like that. As I said, a great player, Neil. I mean, he's always been very consistent. I remember him as an England junior when he came up, and he was always. We always looked at him, and, and he was highlighted for success. You knew he was going to be a good player.
Well, I think it's mad to me just how long Neil's been around, because it doesn't feel like he's that old. There's certain players, like we just saw Dylan Leary there, who he plays on the seniors tour. He's been around the game a very, very long time. Players like Chris Melling, for example, famous from back in the day. But Neil is from a very similar generation, 8-ball wise, whilst being a little bit younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a World Masters champion, I think, in 2009, which is a lot of very, very good players, but still played in that competition. Neil's still not getting the break right, but don't think he'll mind too much. I think a ball went down there, or is it dry? No, I think it's dry. Yeah, I thought he made one of the balls at the bottom there. I thought I heard the noise, but he is deceiving me. But he didn't strike it very well either. Neither player's got their break right, and that's been a bit of a theme of today, I've noticed. Players just struggling to get their breaks on rhythm. Even Dylan, for as well he played in the last match, struggled with his break. The thing is for Carl here is he's going finish chasing. He's got a bit of work to do on this. The 8-ball goes, it's awkward, but he's got a lovely red to basically land on the 8-ball, but the work at the top of the table is needing doing.
I'm not so sure. I think that one at the top round, would it slide along there just slowly and drop in?
He'll certainly be hoping so. If not, he's going into it maybe off this red to the right centre.
It's a tough one to see because it's very close to that yellow, but if there's any sort of gap between red and yellow, that red will go. We'll find out pretty much now. Because
well, the way that he's taking this red off the table now is it's going to show this. So he can either take the middle one and punch up to the top rail, or he can take the thin cut now.
I think he feels it goes.
Yeah, you can tell by the way he's played that shot that it does. Doesn't want to hold the 8. Oh, he's got away with that. Or has he? He just tied the 8-ball up there. Well, he's pretty quick to continue playing. He's got away with that. If the 8-ball still goes.
A dicey little moment there. Steady little finish there from Morris.
Yeah, did all right there.
Well, he has gone dry and he's open. Look at these.
Well, that is a way to get yourself into a match if you need it.
Not the greatest break in the world there. The cube having a little sort of bounce as it hit the front ball. Neil's customary shrug of the shoulders, left hand into pocket as ball doesn't go in. It's a bit of a rinse and repeat. That's his reaction to getting a dry break, bless him. Well, Morris gone straight for the reds and the jugular.
He has to.
And he has to get a wriggle on as well.
Yeah, he can't waste any time. If the finish is there, he knows. He's been in this position plenty of times. He knows he's just got to go and go quick. Any time he can put back into the match, he needs to take.
You hear that little bell there? That means we are now down to 15 seconds of shots as we approach the last 10 minutes of this match. Well, this is certainly quick fire from Morris. Perfect angle. Down the table now, black in the bottom right hand corner, and this will be one of them. One of the 4 required.
Yeah, very good.
In she goes. Quick fire frame there from Houdini. He's even going to help the ref set the balls up. He's having a conversation now across, I think, at Neil. Neil's probably just looking stone-faced. I wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Don't engage. That will be the ploy. One of my favourite Ultimate Pool clips of all time is from a Tom Cousins versus Carl Morris match. And Carl Morris sits down, and imagine Tom Cousins is in Neil Raybone's shoes right now. And there's a lot of chatter back and forth, but you see it from Carl Morris' perspective. He's very animated, talking away. The camera cuts to Tom, and he sort of nods, looks away, and looks right down the barrel of the camera and just raises his eyebrows that little bit.
Brilliant.
like he's in the office, and it was just so perfect.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Yeah, it's good gear, mate.
Right, Morris to break. The breaking out would be nice for Carl. Took his time with where he's hitting that ball, and he's gone dry and he's also gone mad. Heard him berating himself there. I'll have another look. Just look at the reaction. Yep. Why me? And they're pretty open. Yellow's choice of colour for Neil Raybone. As the first one departs into that corner pocket. He's in position. He's just realised he's on 15 seconds shot, so he's just about to amble around the table there for his next one, and there's oh, hang on, forgot about that bit. So he picked up the pace, put his roller skates on.
Stop calling out, please.
Well, that was perfect.
Yeah, this is dreamland now for Neil Raybone. He knows the job is done. This is 3 stop shots followed by an 8 ball. Beautiful work.
Nice work if you can get it.
Absolutely. These 3 balls for a spot in the quarterfinals, about as nice as it could be. Neil Raybone becomes the 8th person through to the Ultimate Pool Pro Series 5 quarterfinals. Super performance to dispatch Carl Morris.
We are ready to go here. Quarter-final time of Pro Series 5, and the number one player, the man that keeps taking down the titles, Tom Cousins, is in another quarter-final. 50 minutes, a race to 7, and Aaron Davies is the opponent. Simon Webb and Nick Finn with you on commentary for this one. And Tom is the big favourite once again.
Yeah, indeed, with the bookmaker too. I mean, he's an odds-on favourite to win the comp, and probably rightly so. He just keeps doing it, but he's got another tough opponent. I mean, Aaron is granite. He just he leaves everything out there. He gives you 110% every time he's at the table. So it's going to be a tough one for Tom. But, Tom, a rare dry break to open things, and Aaron with the first chance at the table. The one thing that Aaron will know is that he needs to take every chance he gets. Always going to be a problem here with the yellow at the bottom of the table, so it's just really about the decision whether he wants to go game here or whether he wants to just try and tie things up. Looks like he's going to try and tie things up at the top of the table. The 8-ball is, 8-ball's in a bit of a mess. Maybe just a touch loose there. Don't think he wanted to give Tom any sight of any reds. I mean, the problem is for Aaron here, the reds actually do all have a pocket.
Apart from the 8-ball.
Apart from the 8, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I think, don't think that was the best of shots for Aaron, but it's a terrible layout. I think the biggest thing for Aaron in this match is dealing with the fact that he's playing Tom Cousins. Now, Aaron should know that he's one of the best players in the world and he's capable of beating anybody, because he has done. But for whatever reason, he's had a few matches now with Tom over the course of the Ultimate Pool 4 years, and he's yet to taste victory. I think he's 5 matches in. He lost 4, drawn 1, but the ones he's lost has not been close, apart from one 6-red shootout in the last man standing where he couldn't beat 36 seconds. So is there a mental block?
Yeah, that can happen as well, can't it? The players get it stuck in their head that they've got this obstacle. I mean, if you're going to have a block against anyone, then it's likely to be Tom, because he's just such a dominating force. But it's a nice developing shot. Now Aaron really forced into pulling the trigger here after playing that shot. He's still got the problem at the top of the table. The yellow and the 8-ball are tied up. Whilst it was an insurance policy for him earlier, it's now a bit of a headache. So he's left an angle on the yellow to middle. Just send the cue ball up. If he can send it into the gap of the 8-ball and the yellow, he's just looking now, or even going cushion first and coming into the back of it. I quite like going into the gap because you're pretty much guaranteed to leave yourself on something as long as you don't hit it too hard. He's going cushion first and coming behind it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I think he's just straight enough to pull this back.
Yeah.
So he's okay. That was a nice shot. This is a good effort in the opening frame here for Aaron. Just needs to put the finishing touches to it.
Yeah, he can nip this in and just pull the cue ball back towards the red.
Now he's got lots of angle. This will be an interesting shot. What does he do here? I don't think he can play this and hold to have a sight of the 8-ball here.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, he could kill the cue ball and just leave it below the right middle pocket. But yeah, like that, but he's missed the pot.
I know it's early, but I think that could be a huge moment in this match. I really do, just for everything I just said about the kind of, is there a mental block? Well, I'm not saying he missed that because he's playing Tom Cousins, but he'll have time to think about it while Tom mops these up.
And as I said, he really does need to take every opportunity. You always do when you're playing Tom. That's one that's got away already. It looks like it's going to get away. Tom with that ball on the side, on the left side cushion, which he may elect to move, probably will, and does. That's so it just dipped back towards the cushion again, and maybe just touched a finger mark or something. It just seemed to just take a little roll to the left. I think it's just still on, but I don't know.
Oh, from the overhead it looks horrible. Main camera it looks like there's a chance to drop that in, but
yeah, when you see it from this angle, I'm not convinced at all. I mean, he could, if he doesn't think it goes, he can take it long. He could also leave an angle on the one at the bottom of the table to give it another nudge, but I think he thinks it will go in. No. That's a big mistake.
yeah,
That's a big error in judgment from Tom.
It really is. It's a huge let off because of everything we've just been talking about for Aaron. I know it's only frame one, but it's important to punish that error, make Aaron think about it from Tom's perspective, keep him down if there is any sort of hangover from previous matches, whereas he's just been let free here. And the confidence he'll get, not from playing well, but from the fact that Tom didn't punish him, will be huge.
Tony Holgate, if you had a conversation with him, it's a different game today, and it's a more level playing field because of that. The fact that he's dominating in a more level playing field is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it makes it is interesting, and I love that because it is a more level playing field because the pockets play a bit more generous, the cloth, the balls, it becomes an easier game to potentially break finishes, and there's plenty of players. You go down the Challenger Series, you'll pick out 100 players that could put together a 3, 4, 5 on the trot against you, but can you do that consistently, match in, match out, and can you do that against the best players in the world? And it makes it harder to separate yourself from the field, and yet, as you say, Tom has done it. So impressive. And he's in with another opportunity here. Interesting to see he's gone back to the front ball break, finished the last match with the cut break. Pretty good shape here. He's got to work hard with the cue ball over the next few shots, but all balls go, so here's a good chance to get himself in front for the first time.
I think he wanted to be a touch straighter here, just so he could run across and take the one over on the right hand side next, but probably now he is gonna have to leave that until last, and that's an okay angle. I mean, he just needs to get above the red. I mean, it doesn't really matter what angle he's got, he could leave it either side and still come back for the 8. Lot of margin for error here. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just off where he needs it to be, but it's fine.
It's just one of those shots that it's just off angle enough that the harder he hits this, the more the cue ball runs towards the middle of the table, and it's one of those you just got to cue it in nice and nip it.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Wow.
That is a rare sight. Very, very rarely will you ever see Tom Cousins miss that in open play.
Thank you.
It's quite a shock when you see him miss those. It's not very often.
does not miss those very often at all. And I do think it was in his mind that if he makes that centre pocket, the cue ball could just track centre table. So he was just nipping it and cueing it and happy to pinch the pocket that way, but not that much.
So, an incredible opportunity here for Aaron that he definitely wouldn't have expected. Already he's just not come far enough there. Don't think he was ever intending on playing these as a plant, but maybe he was. Can't imagine he would be. It's not a difficult plant, so yeah, he's in pretty much A1 shape now. I think he's decelerated on a couple of shots earlier on, so he just needs to just loosen up that shoulder.
With that in mind, it's quite a nice layout to do just that.
Yeah.
Just get through a few shots.
Yeah, he can let the cue go. Just okay. Probably would have liked another roll just to be able to stun across, but very unusual cueing style. It's not often you will ever see any other player using that style.
It works for him though, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's very unusual. Oh, 2-1 up. Jeez, crowd just a couple of mates trying to gee him on. Needs a ball, otherwise this match could well be turning momentum wise, and he hasn't got one, although this is messy. This is very messy.
Yeah, you feel like he's been punished for rolling the dice earlier, and it shows how quickly that maybe just that slight error in judgment and deciding to go for that, how quickly the match can turn from 4-1 up. Now Tom with, well, obviously a very messy table, but he's at the table.
I think
he will be over the moon to be at the table.
I think he might have a decent chance here on red. My first thought was the same as you, this is messy, but if that yellow-red is a plant, then to top right that is, then can you sort of float off the other red and sort of into the yellow, pop that red into play and pop the red? Now, maybe not, because if I was to play that shot, I would have wanted to keep the one he's just played on the table as a ball to potentially be on.
Yeah.
So I think he has a different plan.
Yeah. I agree. I think you definitely want to play that early if it does go. It looks to be just set to the top knuckle, but one of those, if you play at the right pace, it would drop. So as you say, Tom's got a different plan here. Well, it has to be the shot he plays now, surely.
Was he planning double and then into the red and yellow? Perhaps. I think he's come a touch too far up the table.
That's a horrible double. I think he has to play the shot we were talking about. Just come off the face of the red into the plant. He's looking at it. Definitely just have to make it. I think it's set to the top knuckle. Yeah. Oh, is this any good? Yeah, you can get through to the red, but still got the one on the cushion to contend with. May have to double that. It's going to take it long. Big shot now.
Brilliant shot, back to back from Tom.
Just makes this look so easy. Needs to get the cue ball out, so he's just going to screw straight back off the side cushion, and pretty much perfect. I mean, another roll would have been ideal. So, yeah, 4 each. I mean, how this game has changed. If Aaron does go on to lose this game, he will look back at that frame at 4-1 and think, what could I have done differently?
Yeah, decision making. Not execution, just decision making.
Yeah. Oh, he nailed it, but
Disaster.
how unfortunate there, just getting kicked in off.
Absolutely.
Look at this layout.
That's the best layout of the match.
Oh my goodness. The cue ball was tracking nowhere near that pocket, just got kicked in off. And you could see from the look on Aaron's face exactly what he thought about that. Because if that cue ball remains on the table, he is going 6-4 almost certainly. And he's just handed over a bunch of dollies to Tom, who's going to level the match. Just gone a roll further than he wanted there. Actually, he's fine. I think didn't realise that the yellow he's just about to take went into that pocket. I didn't know if it passed the yellow. So he was in A1.
Oh, he hasn't, has he? He might have done. He has done. Can you believe it? Was that a kick? Did that throw wider than he was expecting because of the kick, or was it just a bad shot?
That's unbelievable.
Extension called.
I mean, it's that close to the red. He can't even turn it over, I don't think. May just be able to. No, he's having a go cushion first. You still expect him to get close on this shot, but
Oh, what a moment for Aaron Davies here to strike and hurt Tom Cousins. That was either a kick or a very bad error from Tom, and whichever it is, it's going to really hurt him.
Aaron's actually unfortunate. The cue ball's gone where it has. The cue ball could have easily been in the middle of the table and left a simple opener. Actually, he's just got a bit of a tricky one. He's going to play safe because of that. Can't blame him. But if you let Tom back to the table, you are risking things. I mean, that's probably about as good as he could have got. I don't know how you find a pot on the yellow here, because just about every pocket's covered that they could go into. He's going to bend it.
Oh
dear me, no.
And the yellow goes. Oh no. Oh
But
dear.
that's the risk you run.
You do run that risk. I mean, it was difficult for Aaron, but I mean, you can't legislate for that really. I mean, out and out fluke.
I just come back to the fact that Tom was pretty lucky to leave that cue ball where he did.
Yeah. Two bits of fortune really.
If he leaves Aaron any, oh my goodness me, I cannot believe that. That's 3 shots.
He's had another touch of run here. The yellow blocks the red.
Yeah.
I know that Aaron's still massive favourite for the frame, but It's another touch of fortune, because it's not just a quick, clean run to the line here for Aaron.
No.
All of a sudden, he's got to, work it out.
Yeah. And what does he do here? I mean, is he going to go for another snooker? It looks like he is. He's not dissuaded from the previous shot. Again, this could be so much easier. He really does have to work out what's going to happen with this yellow at the bottom of the table. Snooker it is. And again. Surely Tom can't do this twice in a row.
It won't be a comfortable feeling in his chair for Aaron.
He should have never let this one cushion escape. Tom can play across the face of this. He's a million miles away.
Yeah, time to put this one to bed now for Aaron.
Absolutely. Some of you may have noticed the little ding in the background was the signal for the 15-second shot clock. Just over 9 minutes left on the clock. But Aaron Davis 4 balls away from the hill. Judge that well. That was another one, play that just an inch to the left and he's in all kinds of trouble. Simple 8 ball. Davies on the hill.
Yeah, had to deal with a few blows in that frame. But for Tom, that frame was done. It was dusted. It was over.
Aaron praying for a chance.
Oh no, it's so big, isn't it? Aaron will not get the chance. Tom Cousins has turned up at the right time here. That is 2 brilliant cut breaks at the right time for him.
How does he manage to navigate his way through these matches, even when he's in trouble?
But these are the things you can't quantify with Tom Cousins. We talk about the volatility in game. We talk about how tough it is to consistently win because everyone can play a level. But in all those tournaments that Tom's won, you feel like every single one of them has had a match like this where maybe he could have been knocked out. Yeah. Aaron made his mistakes early. And he made, obviously the decision at 4-1 was an interesting one, but he's played really well in this match after getting himself, going in the first couple of frames. Yeah. But he hasn't had the opportunity to win the match. Just hasn't been. It's not come for him.
Such a cruel game.
It really is. Three balls away for Tom Cousins, doing once again what he so normally does, find a way to win. He's made more mistakes in the match as well. Just been one of those games Aaron's not been able to make the breakthrough and get the victory. But Tom Cousins with this 8 ball.
Those 2 in offs.
2 in offs, decision at 4-1.
Yep.
Yeah, massive. But Top Cat has done it again. Tom Cousins wins the quarterfinal and moves on to the semis. Once again, he is into another semi-final here with Ultimate Pool and the Pro Series, eyeing up title number 10. Tom Cousins is tracking.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? More mistakes from Tom, but he comes through the game, and your heart goes out a bit to Aaron. Just didn't really get a chance. I mean, got kicked in off and then screwed in off. But here we go with a battle of the Irishmen. North v South, is it?
Absolutely.
David Hogan against Dylan Leary. This shapes up to be a really good game. Both players are playing extremely well this weekend. Both will fancy this. Dave has already taken some big scalps and
Name them.
Cole Bedford,
Correct.
Sean
7-6.
Sean Chipperfield,
7-6.
and Ronan McCarthy,
7-5.
and David McNamara.
7-5.
Yeah.
There you go. How many times was he on yellows throughout all those 4 matches?
Sorry?
How many times was David on yellows? Right then. Thought I got you there. Yeah, he's had a tremendous run so far, Hogan. Dylan Leary, last night when I watched him on the outer tables, taking out John McAllister 7-1 in absolutely ridiculous form and finishing from lethal. Well, it's a little bit sticky for Dylan Leary. Yellow will go down into the bottom right hand corner. It's getting on his last ball that's going to be the main problem for the man from Northern Ireland. This looks pretty good. What a beautiful shot there from Dylan Leary. Somebody will look at his angle. He wants to pop this yellow, bump the red out of the way. We'll have another look at this shot. Fantastic positional shot. That's a man playing it to his absolute maximum, playing that sort of shot. Will look very difficult indeed. She's turned out to look simple. And that is a great start from Dylan Leary. Takes the opener in fine style.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to come up to Blackpool, then come and have a watch of these events. Great spectacle, and you can get around every table in the arena. You can, if you've got a favourite, you can go and watch them for sure. Hogan breaks in frame 6. Another huge break. Loses the cue ball just slightly to the side rail, which shows he didn't absolutely flush the pack, but what another result.
Well, every frame has gone with a break and dish thus far.
Incredible standard.
There's nothing to suggest that run won't continue with the layout of these reds for David Hogan.
Yeah. 2 balls are a dead set plan.
And he's got 3 down the bottom of the table, so he can take his pick the way he goes around them, and they're all adjacent to the black ball as well.
Who will blink first? They're just trading blows like a couple of heavyweight boxers. Looks perfect.
I'd rather just take one of those reds at the 2 at the bottom there first.
Yeah.
Just because of the cueing in your hand.
I think he's played to land on the one nearest the cushion. I think he's going to take the one next to it. I think he's on either.
Yeah, well, it's a natural angle. The one on the that's nearest the cushion there. So, ooh. Well, he's going to leave the one in the middle of the table till last now.
Yeah.
I thought he just pulled back and then, it's a natural angle with the one that's on the rail to get onto the red at the bottom. Okay, he was going to.
Well, if he did play to get on this, he's left a bigger angle there.
Yeah, he's got screwed to the side rail.
Yeah.
Just about held on enough, because if you go on any further, you start leaving it very thin.
Yeah.
You start having to play with side then and kiss into that yellow to hold for the red at the bottom. But he's just done enough now. He can play it with a slight touch of left hand side just to keep the cue ball above the yellow. Now then, it's a little bit straight. If he has a tiny angle, he could punch it out from having the black in the same pocket. He might just elect just to drop this and play the 8 ball into the right hand centre.
Yeah, I think he probably has to take his medicine here, because if he wanted to come backwards, the yellow's in the way of that now. So
I think he's punching into the bottom rail. He's going to be on there. Bit of hamper queuing here.
you fancy him to get it, but more difficult than it should have been.
In it goes. Slightly more awkward than David Hogan would have liked, but dispatched into the corner pocket just the same. He's been playing some phenomenal stuff.
Outsider with the bookmakers, Tony. The rank outsider.
Well,
He's not playing like an outsider.
he's not missed the ball in this match, and I don't think he missed one against John McAllister either.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I saw a post from John McAllister yesterday saying that he didn't make a mistake.
There's nothing you do. I mean, there's certain matches, and just sometimes there's just absolutely nothing you can do. And John McAllister, when have you seen him put in a bad performance? You don't.
I mean, for me, Dylan is absolutely the form player in this comp at the moment. He's playing better than anybody. Oh,
As he misses the black.
Nick,
what have you done, Nick?
oh,
You've just done that to Dylan. You've done it on purpose as well.
But look at he's looking up at
Unbelievable.
the skies. I mean, how?
He
on
didn't have a
earth-
bad contact, did he? Let's have another look at this. No, he didn't seem to be. I don't think it was.
He was worried about being off, so he's just played it with a bit of side, and I think the side's taken.
Well, this is where the dramas happen then. Frame 10.
Well, that's no good. I don't think.
Well, you can't play the snooker. You have to either pot this. And I'll tell you what, because he's got the wrong angle. For me, he pot the red in the middle when you play that last red off 3 cushions back into the other middle.
The old cocked hat.
Yep. That's my shot. I've got the patent.
Just to watch the clock. He's used his extension.
Well, I don't.
He's going for a cross double. Is he?
He's not going to play a safety, is he?
No.
I don't know what he's looking at. I mean, if you're going to play the cocked hat, you don't want the cue ball there.
No. I think
Maybe he's going cross double. He's got it.
he has.
Oh, what a shot.
What a shot.
Great shot from Hogan. Wow. I wonder what he's doing now, but wow. Some drama in frame 10.
Wasn't there ever, Dylan?
Leary.
What an opportunity. I mean,
He'd be gutted.
just faultless. Lethal Leary. Deciding frame. And that is going to be dry.
The first one, and look at the split. Oh my word. That is an absolute dream for David Hogan. Leary's had a ball off every break in this match.
Yeah, that second ball down, you're always relying on that one, and if that one doesn't go, then you can be in trouble. And it was tracking towards, but it just caught the top knuckle, meaning that
Well, is there going to be another twist in the tail? That's not ideal.
That's very loose.
I wonder if that's a bit of adrenaline there, bit of excitement. He's going upstairs. He's going for the
nerves.
cut in the middle.
There's some nerves for sure. He's plumb now.
Well, the black's okay. You don't have to get on the black up into the centre, because it does go through the gap of those yellows into the top left, and it also goes top right. So it's about getting rid of the reds.
Wow.
I think I'd be tempted to play for the one on the rail now.
Yeah, it's all about that ball, isn't it? It's all about that one ball.
If you play for the one on the rail now, roll that down the rail, the one at the bottom of the table, last one goes into the centre, and take your pick for the black.
Ooh.
Well, he's gone a bit far, hasn't he?
He has.
I know he's playing to go. See, I'd have played for the one on the rail, but there you go. Well, rail ball's last now then.
Well, there's going to be no nerves on that one, is there? Hey, dear me.
Well, he doesn't want to be dead straight on it, that's for sure, because you don't want to be playing the black from a cushed up position either.
No. He's going to be.
He's played that perfectly. Look, he can get out, gets a cue ball off the rail. That is absolutely perfect. Just stuns it back just a tiny bit. Oh, he screwed back for the middle. It's a great shot.
And it makes it unmissable.
Well, what a game.
Unbelievable match. I mean, Dylan, wow.
I feel a bit sorry for him, but there you
Well,
go.
he's got to look back at that. He's got to look back at that frame to go
Yeah.
6-4.
Well, that's an incredible match. And it's David Hogan who goes through to the semi-finals late this evening. He's going to be playing Tom Cousins, Top Cat. Anyway, coming up next, we will have our third quarter final.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sean Story ready to get us underway in the bottom half of the draw. Quarter-final time. He is taking on Cormac Kerr. First we've seen of Sean this weekend. Been playing some good stuff. Knocked out Jordan Shepherd, who we know is in fine form. The way he played in the last 32 was spectacular. But Autopilot dispatched him fairly comfortably to book his place here into the quarterfinals. He's taking on the young Irish star Cormac. Couple of pots away from a quick start here for Sean, although has he just gone past an angle to get down to the one at the bottom? Might have to leave it thin. Can he manufacture an angle? Oh, he's got just enough. He's okay. Thought he'd landed absolutely plumb straight. Oh, he didn't want that flick, and that is very fortunate. Very, very lucky there. And Autopilot gets the first one on the board. A little bit of luck at the end there, but very good start for Sean Story.
That's how you cut break. A split left here for Cormac Kerr to attack.
Getting excited about it. Great replay that. Oh, Reds is the choice. One of those layouts where you sort of instinctively think, oh, yellows must be the set here, and he's analysed it and felt reds are the better option. Maybe the yellow just at the top of the triangle area might have been the reason why. Just feel like reds are a little bit trickier, but I think he's seen the pattern. Maybe the red left centre, the one above the 8 ball. So top right connects to that one, which connects to the 8 ball. So can you deal with the one that's down the table first and leave yourself 3/4 ball on the red top right? Be out if you do that. Red in the middle of the table does go to the top left. He's sort of halfway between decisions here. Got a little bit of angle on this one, but if you can get the cue ball back roughly to where it is, the red is. Yeah, that's good. Just past it. That's fine. You can just punch out to the middle of the table and you're in great shape. Normal circumstances, this is an awkward red, but the yellow makes it such a big pocket. Just a very comfortable last ball.
Super stuff from Cormac Kerr. Very, very nice indeed. Well, Cormac Kerr is going to get a chance to save his bacon.
Same again though, awkward again.
It's good news, bad news. He's made a ball, which is obviously the first target, but these reds at first glance look a little tricky. I wonder if there's a bit more room on that red to the top left than we first think.
I can only assume there is, because I don't know how he's going to get there otherwise. Looks too guarded on the yellow. Taking this one, can he avoid the one on the top cushion? He could, but that not helped.
He's asking a lot with that shot. It may double if he gets rid of this red. Oh, disaster. Well, that's got rid of the red all right. Have a watch of this in super slow-mo. Yeah, he volleys that cue ball. So that's it. I must admit, Si, this is the first time I've ever seen this rule in effect.
Really?
I think so.
It's been a while, to be fair, and
I can't remember ever seeing that before. Because it's so rare that it happens.
it is rare. Those that aren't aware, if the object ball comes off the table, it goes back onto the 8-ball spot, and if the 8-ball spot's occupied, it goes as close as it can below it.
Yeah, that's I'm not sure I've seen someone jump the object ball off the table in a long time. Well, Sean's going to make Cormac suffer.
Yeah, I think it's it's a rarity, but it was a frustrated shot from Cormac.
He needs a bit of a miracle here. It's not the world's best shot from Sean, because I think that red still doubles.
And the 8-ball still goes.
Yeah.
He was trying to put the yellow on top of the 8-ball and really make it horrible.
He didn't really succeed. Cormac's got a very decent chance here. Yeah, well played.
Ooh, can he see the potting angle? Can he?
It's tough. He wanted to be back further than this, I think. This is mighty tight. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah. Right, how does Sean clear these up? I know he's just going to run the clock as much as he can. Does he play 15 seconds on 4 pots or 3 pots and a double? I mean,
oh, he's using every second, isn't he?
Absolutely tight, that one. Could play the 3, get up to the top, and play the top yellow and just bump that over the top of the 8-ball and try and snooker on the other one. Remember, you go about it differently in this situation than you would do if it was a normal frame of pool.
I think he's still going to try and play breakout, though. He could do here. He should do, really. Just got to be wary of knocking the 8-ball in.
I think it's worth running a clock.
We could do both. He can run more clock with more balls on the table.
Yeah, he's going the way I was suggesting. So he's going to get the snooker, but he wants the yellow to sit right on top of the 8-ball here. Yeah. Re-rack could even be an option if he gets this right on top. No, there's definitely a gap through, so it won't be a re-rack. But this is a tough hit. That's an excellent shot from Sean. Loading up, rakes of side.
Oh, it's loss of frame. And Cormac Kerr concedes. That will do it. Sean Story is into another Ultimate Pool Pro Series semi-final. And Autopilot glides on through a tough challenge against Cormac Kerr, who will exit disappointed.
The whacker, Rob Warner, who's going to break us off. And this man is fast and furious, Nick, isn't he?
He definitely is, yeah, but there's certainly a bit of a contrast in styles between these two players. As you say, Rob is absolutely fast and furious. He's on form. He's been playing well for the last couple of events. And Neil Raybone, well, we know what kind of quality he can produce. Should be a really good game. And awaiting the winner of this one, Sean Story. So we know 3 of the semi-finalists, 1 still to decide. Who will it be, the whacker or the razor?
Well, Neil played pretty solid stuff against Carl Morris in the last round. I was fortunate enough to be on the comms for that match. I've had a few glimpses of Rob on the outer tables yesterday, and every time I looked, he was running out finishes in very quick fashion, and they seemed to play safety.
Yeah, a bit of an ugly table there.
Yeah,
He went for a developing shot instantly and just came across to try and break out the 2 yellows. Came up short, so he's just drawing stumps and pulling back.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Sean Story to get through to the semi-final, and like you said, he awaits the winner of this. After this match, we will have our first semi-final. You see the number 1 is still there, looking ominous, Tom Cousins. And he'll be playing David Hogan. Both winners of 7-6 scorelines in their quarter-final matches.
Do you know, if Tom plays the way he played earlier and David plays the way he played in their respective quarterfinals, that should be a really close game.
Yeah.
On paper, Tom goes into it as a fairly clear favourite, but looking back on their quarterfinals, you know, Tom needs to up his game because David played exceptionally well. We know Tom can up his game, obviously. All will be played out in front of us this evening. We're going to play right down to a winner tonight. Finals around about 10 p.m. this evening, so lots of action still to come.
Yep, all building nicely.
It really is. Bit of a tester for Neil, and lovely. Strokes it in.
Passed with flying colours.
So needs to develop the ball on the left-hand side. He's got the angle to do it now. So you can cut this into the corner and play this with trace of right-hand side. In fact, he can play the one to middle and knock it out. I thought he was going to use the one to corner, but yeah. Ooh, just sits that red on top of the yellow.
Still goes in the middle.
It does. Yeah, it does. It's just about how you navigate that position now, because he's going to have to take the one to bottom right. And then would probably, I mean, that's the ideal ball to get on that one to middle. It's also the ideal ball to get onto the one on the bottom cushion, so I think he's forced to come up. Bit of work to do now with the cue ball. I mean, I understand. I understand why he's taking this one off the table, but it's a lot trickier positional shot. Oh, played that well.
Clever little bump, but wrong side of the red next to the yellow. I think he's having a little look now because the red just above it may go off. There's 2 yellows there. The yellow on the left-hand side of the two stuck together near the centre, off that yellow into the middle. I just wonder if he does have the angle. Oh, he could be snookered here. Well, that's going to be side rail and trying to pot this back into the middle. Not what Neil Rayburn wanted.
No.
Rob Warren will be getting ready to start his engine, unless Neil Rayburn can pull out some big shot with a kick in this red back into that centre pocket. That's what he's going to attempt to do. Too thin. Well, the only saving grace there is where he's left the cue ball.
Yeah, that's now not a gimme to get safe. Should be okay. Can just run across to the side cushion and hide behind those 2 yellows, but
Well, it's not so much now. There's no double there because I think the yellow. But is the yellow in the way?
I think it goes past the yellow.
I'm looking at the overhead, and I'll tell you what, it's tight.
He's left this.
It does go.
Bit of a mistake. Got to be said. Expect Neil to go close with this.
He's got it.
He has.
It's a great shot.
Wow, that really was a mistake from Rob. He should have hidden that cue ball behind the yellows. Just came up short. You've got to say it's a bit unfortunate for Rob in some ways that Neil left the ball
Well,
where he did.
Neil got a bit of fortune there when he came out, tried to kick the red back, and where he left the cue ball, left Rob. I don't know if that cue was going towards that corner, but well, it was going towards it. I don't think it was going in, but it did help when
Yeah.
he cannoned into that other ball.
Yeah, Rob puts his hand up.
It wasn't going in off, but it was handy there just to nudge that red in.
Yeah. Another one of those fake apologies that...
Yeah, we have a few of those.
He doesn't mean it. He really doesn't. He's not sorry in the slightest. He looks good, doesn't he? He's in full flow now. Just needs to think about this.
Well, he's kind of, I mean, try and move it, or does he even just play the double into the other centre?
Yeah, I think.
Can move it now.
Yeah.
The problem with this is where he's landed is if he hits cannons just into the red, leaves the yellow where it is, and he can park the cube right. That's just what I was going to say.
Yeah. Just double kisses.
Still stuck together.
Yeah.
So now the only option here is he needs to get on the double. So it's down the rail now. We've already seen him belt one down the other cushion not very long ago. Oof.
Goodness
Savage.
me.
That's a savage ball down
Fires them in there.
Yeah.
Needs to make sure he gets this. Yeah, I was gonna. He's got to get this cue ball quite a way back, almost to where it is now, just to clear that 8 ball and leave himself a putting angle. Took his medicine and just came further up the table, but oof.
Cushed up.
He likes this.
Well, all you could do is dribble it in, and then, well, what you got, cut back into the middle, or a long black into the top left-hand corner. Long way away there. Sort of pulled his arm at that one.
Yeah, he missed that ball.
Horrible shot, though, to be fair. You know, if you get your hand on the table, you're quite happy, but you know, when you leg for the table, and it was a real nasty one. That
He's left Neil Plum on one of his tricky balls as well. Rob just seemed to stab at that a little bit, didn't he? It was a tricky shot for sure. But just seemed to jab it.
Yeah, very contrasted, these two players. Ray-Ban with a more sort of casual amble around the table, and maybe, let's just say, a bit more measured. Whereas Rob likes to get on with it, more swashbuckling and quick fire.
Yeah.
Extension call.
Ray-Ban there having a little glance at the clock behind him.
I think he's just deciding whether he wants to move that ball on the right hand side. He does have the angle, he could screw across into that red, but I think he's just decided to land it instead. Oh no, he is still going to move it. He was just deciding which ball to move it from. Do you know, I mean, he had the perfect angle there, Tony, to land on it, and these aren't small pockets. I mean, they're not tough shots up the rails. Why do these players try to move a ball when they don't necessarily need to?
I wouldn't have moved it.
Unnecessary for me.
Because it connects you to the black as well. If you just leave a slight angle on it, you just pop it down the rail and bring it out, and you've got the black in the bottom corner. And now he's giving himself extra work, and this is the wrong angle he has on this red. He'd have liked to be a little bit further down so he could pull the keyboard towards the red ball, but it's going to be going away from it. I mean, he'll top spin this through. But just a couple of inches down, he could be next to that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a tester now.
Well, yeah, and I mean, if he'd left it there in the first place, I think it would have probably been easy if he was right behind it when he had an angle to get over there. So, the thing is, when you're out there playing, though, Nick, once you get something in your mind that you know you're going to do, and you think, right, I'm just going to follow it through and just and do what I think, and but that's a bad miss.
But I'm sure if Neil was sat here commentating on this game, he'd be questioning if a player tried to move that ball.
It's a crazy world when you're out there in a match, though, Nick. Trust me.
You know, I mean, if you see someone, well, for example, Mick. I mean, Mick Hill would have never tried to move that, I don't think, in my opinion. I mean, he's against moving balls unless you absolutely have to.
Well, Rob's played a loose one there as well.
Hasn't he ever?
Wow.
I mean, what's your option here? You can try and pot it dead weight into the top right and leave it hanging. If it doesn't go in, then at least Neil only has a double. He's played it to top left dead weight. Oh, great shot.
Lovely black there from Rob Warren. And
So essentially the same thing as I was saying. I was thinking top right, but he chose top left.
I think he chose top left because he had a better cue ball. If he went the other way, he was leaving a wider shot for.
Yeah.
Here we go. 2 minutes 47.
Probably one of the biggest shots that Neil Raybone's played in Ultimate Pool so
What
far.
if he could break and have the cue ball rolling around the table for 2 minutes?
Get it spinning.
Yeah. Well, that cue ball's bouncing everywhere.
Rob would have just been itching.
Look at that split on yellows. He's got the drop in the middle, cue ball going towards those two at the top rail.
How close is that to in off though? I mean,
yeah, it's bouncing. The white's bouncing.
It looked like it was going straight towards that left middle, and it's just caught the knuckle.
There wasn't any attention paid to controlling that white.
Yeah.
It was hit them hard and hope I get a ball.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Absolutely.
It's too late in the day for all of that nonsense. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
He needs to clear these as well, otherwise Rob's going to have kind of 40 seconds at a really quick clearance.
Yeah, I agree. The match is there for Neil. He can forget the clock now.
Yeah.
The match is there.
Yeah.
If there's something a bit dodgy, you think, right, I'll clog up a couple of balls.
I'll run it down. Yeah.
And put obstacles in the way. But this is.
That's perfect. Landed on the hardest ball.
I think that yellow goes in both bottom corners. This one here. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Now we can pop this one, the yellow in beneath the black. Just be careful with the cue ball. Still over a minute left, because if he did make a mistake now. No, he's played that very well as Neil. One careful, controlled positional shot, and Neil Raybone is heading for the semi-final.
He's going to have to come below the 8 though, isn't he? He's got too much angle to screw straight back, so he's going to have to come below and play it long. Now then.
Well, he'll be taking all of his time with this one.
He will.
He's having a look at the clock.
If he misses,
Trouble is, though, if you leave it too late, you play a panicky shot at this.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is for the match.
Got
He's got it. Neil Raybone knocks in the Blackpool. He's beaten Rob Warren 7 frames to 5, and he will meet Sean Story in the semi-final later. The first semi-final here in Blackpool. Pro event number 5. David Hogan breaking off. Race to 7. 50 minutes on the match clock. And Hogan's break was fantastic in his quarter-final. But that's not what you want. Especially when you're playing the number 1 seed. Cousins, well, he came back from near death in his game against Aaron Davis. And this should be food and drink for Tom Cousins. Nice easy red. Well, I have to say it's a pleasure to be joined in the commentary box by none other than Declan Brennan.
Sorry for being late, Tony.
I'd never told anybody that you were late.
Well, I was I was lying up in the room watching the golf, and I forgot it was roll on, roll off. I knew the match was starting at 7:45 to be scheduled.
No excuses.
But and it's just Tom straight in. Is this off Tom's break? Is it or
no? This is David Hogan broke and went in off. So this is Tom at the table with a fairly run-of-the-mill finish. Like I said before, he Had a good comeback against Aaron Davis in his quarter-final.
So I believe. I've never seen it, but I believe you're 6-5 behind.
6-4.
6-4. It's just, honestly, it's incredible how consistent Tom is, you know.
But it's unwavering.
Yeah, he's on a roll in these Pro Series events especially, and just a hard man to stop.
Hogan now doesn't want to repeat his in off the break of his first one. He's sending the cue ball in that direction though.
He took an awful lot off that
He
break.
did take a lot off it, and that's not helped. And
he never really went for that break at all. He sort of just, you watch, sort of half, almost like it's almost like he half sort of went to hit it and then sort of stopped.
yeah, that's right.
You know, possibly doesn't want. He's obviously thinking I can't afford it going off again, but you just
Can't afford dry breaks either.
No. Tricky layout all the same. Couple of yellows are tricky. The one beside the two reds near the bulk line's tricky. The one closest to the cue ball now is tricky. Be a big shot for Tom to take it on right now. Obviously he's bright. He's perfect on it. Yeah. He gets it. He's a great chance to go 3-0. No. Thank God that didn't go in, because if it did I was gonna have to walk out.
It kept out by the pace.
Kept out by the pace, yeah. I thought it was going to drop in for a second there. I was going to be disappointed, but it was a big shot from Tom to take, but obviously it's this shot that Tom's just thinking, how do I win this frame one visit?
Well, first look at David Hogan in his semi-final. He's got his hand on the table now.
Yeah. Well, he had a chance in the last, and Tom's sort of rolling the eyes there. He's a bit disappointed. He knows he's sort of giving David a chance to get his arm going here, and if he drops this yellow in the middle now, which he should be doing, then he's got the yellows at his mercy. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. He can play the plant, the next ball. So I'd like to see him play the plant the yellows nearest the 8 ball into the one over the corner. Doesn't have to, but drop the one into the middle. He's going this way. Wow, I don't know about this.
Does that be?
It's worked out. It's worked out okay, but I think it's just a bit of.
Do you think that's a bit of the old snooker background
Yeah.
there? They don't like to play plants.
Yeah, maybe. You know, just I think keep that cue ball. You don't have to move it about too much. When you start coming off 3 cushions, just bad things can happen.
Absolutely.
You know. Now you can play the plant. Pot the 2 and 1 doesn't really matter. Formality is for David, somebody his class.
Screw that ball. Just come down to the bottom rail for this one. Makes life a little bit easier if you're coming up rather than playing down and off the knuckle.
He'd be relieved to get back, get his frame on the board and get within 1, because you know when he gone dry at the start of this frame, he's probably thinking the worst and thinking 3-0 Tom to break. So just be delighted to keep in touch.
Absolutely, and down it goes, and Hogan drags the frame back.
Like, you don't win 2 challengers last year. Like, that's
No.
We had a look at the betting. That's just a minefield, you know, amount of players in it. And people who are well capable of beating you. First to 6s, and to win 2 of them's unbelievable achievement.
Absolutely.
Himself and Conor Tracy done that. Yeah, it's a good break.
Very good break indeed by David Hogan.
He hit them very well.
It's just that red that's on the side rail just to get on really.
Yeah, he's got the. He probably should play on to it now. I would like to see him just play on it now, because he had the angle. You you want to get rid of your bad balls as early as you can. You know,
Absolutely.
that's the key to this game. I don't like it.
Certainly quickened up his pace as well.
Yeah, well. See now, no trouble getting on this ball. The trouble is, where's he? Like, he has to maybe play a shot to get on the 8-ball. You know, if he lands straight, it's not just an easy shot. It's just screw it back for the middle pocket.
You probably want to keep all tight to the rail so you can just pop it in and come between the black and the yellow and have the black in the middle. Don't want that.
Yeah. He's not on this either. But again, he should be getting rid of this red. Probably 4 reds left. You know.
Yeah.
There's little things like that, but obviously it's easy sitting here commentating on it, but
I've never missed a ball from up here.
no, neither have I, but I can't pot a ball when I'm on the table. I think he can possibly pot this cushion first. He can definitely see enough of the cushion to get that, but to do that, mega difficult.
That's exactly what he's going to attempt to do, Declan. As you called it. Oh, he's got it.
He's
What
got
a
it.
great shot that is.
Great shot. Still needs another one. See a ball looks thin to the middle. Might have to go top. I think he's okay.
He's going in the middle.
Yeah, he can just nip it in.
Yeah, great finish there in the end from David Hogan.
Yeah, good evening, Nick. Cracker in store for us for the right to face Tom Cousins in another Pro Series final. It's players won't think like this, but for us just watching, it almost feels like the long, slow death, doesn't it, to yet another Tom Cousins victim. It just feels relentless from him at the moment.
It is. It's amazing what he's doing in these fields. It's just unfathomable. But one of these two players is going to have a say in this event yet, and I'd be interested to know kind of mindset of these two now, because Neil came to a really sticky game against my brain is
Oh, it's been a long day, hasn't it? He played Carl earlier and he played Rob after.
yes, Rob, sorry.
There you go.
My brain just went blank for a second. A really sticky game and a lot of mistakes between those two players.
Scrappy, wasn't it?
It really was, and Neil knows he's going to have to up his game. We said on the comms during that game that Sean would be watching it thinking, if you bring that game tonight, I'm happy. So Neil really knows, you know, he's on a kind of on a free roll really after that one, because, you know, if Rob could have taken it by the scruff of the neck, he would have walked away and, you know, with the. He'd be in this seat instead.
Yeah, although I will say, you know, I watched Neil's game with Carl earlier on and looked really, really sharp, did Neil, in that one. And there's been a definite uptick in the form of the Razor in recent weeks. Mentioned it to me earlier that, you know, winning breeds confidence. He's had good runs in the Last Man Standing, and Andy Blurson qualified through the Pairs Cup.
I guess in some ways it kind of represents Neil's path for the last couple of years. It's been inconsistent, and
Which you never thought you'd say with
no.
Neil Rayburn, who was known as Mr. Consistent, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's a new game, and he will treat it as such. He's professional enough not to let that previous performance bother him. He knows he's got it in him to play absolute perfection, and he can. And should be a very, very good game. Well matched, these two. And this is a great start.
Yeah, it'll be a settler. Both these two have been at this stage before. Sean Story has won an Ultimate Pool event. Neil Rayburn yet to break his Ultimate Pool duck, but a multiple-time major winner down the years.
I mean, similarly, I guess Neil just also takes heart from what Tom's just done, because Tom really struggled earlier against Aaron Davis. He made more mistakes than I've seen him make in any match for a long time. He came through that game and now has just cruised through the last one. So, you know, they can just reset they're at the kind of level where they can put those things behind them, and that really is a great start from Neil Rayburn.
There's the shots where he finds a bit of strength. Cracking break from Razor. Is he going to be punished? He is. Teapot's out.
Goodness, how this game swings.
Brutal.
4-1 up.
And he flushed that break.
And was it 4-1 up and 2 dry breaks, isn't it, for him?
He scratched. Yeah.
Oh, of course, sorry.
A hideous scratch, and then one that he flushes in his dry.
Of course.
Yeah, the echo of that cue ball banging into the rubber of the middle pocket is still ringing in my ears. That's how I remember it.
He really got the pack moving then. A lot of power. Just couldn't find a pocket. And the yellows look good. Quite a bit of traffic on the table, so it just does need, it's not one of those absolute dead set gimme clearances. He needs to work that cue ball, but it's a fairly natural pattern. Won't want to contact the yellow, so he's going to play that clean, yeah. And now he can use the one nearest the pocket and probably top through. I mean, I'm not sure he's got the room there to screw out. He could pinch the pocket and just screw past the yellow, but I think he probably tops it. Nope. He can pinch it by the look of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was looking for this exact line. That's where he felt he would end up.
Yeah.
So it looks a little awkward. That was exactly what he was looking for.
Options here. I mean, it's obviously going to be the one to the right hand side, but it's whether he drifts through the gap, stuns the ball. I think he just drifts through the gap. And he's played that to perfection because he can cue through the gap of the reds here, so he's not hampered in any way. And that is almost certainly what he played. Should never make a difference, but it just does make life that little bit easier if you're not hampered.
Yeah, you just feel more comfortable, don't you?
Yeah. Another one he needs to just nip back. May use a red. He won't if he doesn't have to.
Yeah, plenty of room.
Yeah.
Lovely finish this from Sean Story. He's picked it apart really well. And from 4-1 down, we're going to 4-all, folks.
Yeah. Neil Rayburn had 2 breaks of Sean Story's serve. Sean's got them both back.
And we are level.
You're going to hear the beeps every time he bots a ball. Well, a little nudge. Yeah, he's still okay. He's still okay. Just nudge that yellow. If it travelled another inch and a half, it could have been a problem if it sat on top of the reds, but he's okay. He has to clear this table. I mean, the clock, 4.5 minutes left. There's just an acre of time for Neil, so he has to clear the table. Use his extension.
There's no real point running the clock here, I wouldn't suggest. Although maybe he's thinking, if I don't get there, Neil's going to need a couple. Sean will fancy himself against anybody in a 6-red shootout, I would suggest. Maybe that's part of the thinking, part of the strategy. But right here, what he should be thinking about is 4 balls away from a spot in the final. So they're all there.
Just needs to make sure of the angle on his last yellow. And that's why he's going to take this one and release the 8. That makes it simple.
Yeah, that should be job done.
Yeah. Bit of a fiddly one, but he's going to pot this.
And he knows.
Yeah, a little look up. How has he navigated that one? Goodness me.
Sean Story, once again, is a Pro Series finalist. Neil Raybone falls at the semi-final stage, but an excellent tournament nevertheless from the Razor. But Sean Story will meet his own old pal Tom Cousins in the final.
If he is going to win this final and take down the #1 player, then he needs to take those sort of chances. He needs to be clinical, not give away too many. I mean, it's unrealistic to think you're going to play a flawless final, but try and limit those mistakes and take as much as you possibly can.
You were talking about Tom Cousins, and if he's going to get beat, he gets beaten, you know, in the early and mid rounds. But isn't that generally when he's not on the main table? Is it out in the?
No, I think it's been a mixture. I think. I mean, he doesn't lose many matches, so we can look at it. But it always feels to me. I mean, I don't recall him losing too many first-round matches. 1 or 2 here and there. Ryan Marcus is a prime example, somebody that stood up and beat him early, in the first-round match. But generally speaking, he seems to get through the first round or two, and then that's when the sort of the seeded players that tend to play each other, somebody has an opportunity to put them away, and they either do, and he moves on to the next tournament and comes back stronger, or they don't, and he sort of seems to grow in strength and then kick on and win tournaments. And it is jarring how far ahead he is in the rankings at the moment. It just not the best of starts with a break there. You give him the big build up there, Tony, and his first break's a disaster.
Yeah, we'll have another look. He took a little bit off that from what he was doing in the semi-final.
Yeah, he was cut breaking, wasn't he? Huge.
Yeah, I mean, but it was the pace he was hitting that cut break at, which was it was phenomenal. Declan alluded to the fact that because he gets his cue onto the edge of the pocket over that corner to keep his cue parallel as he hits the pack. Because if you're anywhere near the rail, and Declan made a very good point. If you've got the cue slightly elevated, if you hit that hard, that cut break, the cue ball's off the table.
Oh, you're gone. Yeah, I mean that's one of the things. If you're cut breaking, if you put the full power on a cut break, you're not going to keep the cue ball on the table. And actually, it's an interesting point because I was with Sean when he was practicing his cut break once in the club in Stoke, which has got the practice room's got glass walls, and he was in the corner table. And he was hitting the cut break as hard as he possibly can because he was trying to find the limit of where he could get to before jumping the cue ball off the table. And Sean was able to sort of hit it almost full power without jumping it off. And the reason I reference that is because he did jump the cue ball off the table in the semi-final. Right. First time I've ever seen him do it. But generally speaking, you're spot on, aren't you? The more power, more chance of the cue ball coming off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the cut break, disaster of the cue ball going in, but it left a horrible layout. So not the best of opening frames on the Tom Cousin break.
No, Sean did make an attempt right at the start of the frame. They put himself down to play that cut with the red and trying to lump into this big cluster of balls on the left-hand side, and he caught the yellow at the top of the table and obviously didn't achieve what he wanted to. And that's where we are now.
Yeah, this one's going to take a little bit of working out. Just as this clock's going to run down a little bit in this frame, worth pointing out that we've increased the race to 8 as we always do here at the Pro Series, but the clock remains the same. I haven't seen every single match on the TV table, but I don't think a single match is not finished, not being completed. Players always got to 7, which is a sign of players speeding up as we go deeper into the Ultimate Pool era, which I think is a massive benefit for the sport.
And also you've got the players that are on form.
Yes, also
so
lots
they're
of
not missing
finishes.
anything.
Good loss of turn there from Tom. Just flicked the yellow to pop the red. taking this on, but 2 reds are dead.
Very finicky.
Do you think there's a gap through? If he can get, if there's a gap through to the red to the centre, then he can get onto the red to the bottom corner, and it doesn't look likely. Not sure. Not sure what he was trying there. It's not worked.
Oof. Impressive shot there from Story. But he's still got his problem. Red that's stuck next to the yellow. If he can get the cue ball down, he can make a double. But he's going to have to screw this red in at the top of the table with bags of right-hand side. In fact, he's going to just play the cut double now and not bother even attempting that.
Oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh, is he not on it?
He's been unlucky there. You know that all of that fortune favours the brave. That's not really come to fruition there.
He hasn't given up yet, though.
But maybe he has got the edge of it. He could certainly maybe put a little bit of bend on it. No, he has.
Wow, wow, wow. What a finish this is from Sean Story.
If you're going to beat TC,
yeah,
this is what you need to do.
He had absolutely no right to get out here. I mean, up until that shot there, Tom was happy. You go for it, Sean. You take those on, because you ain't getting them. He is. He's got them. That was a fabulous, fabulous out. Another big break. One tricky area of the table, the rest okay. I suppose it might not be tricky if he goes yellows, but then the yellow at the bottom becomes a problem.
I think with Tommy, he's not scared to take on a harder pot to get the colour he wants.
I think it's an interesting decision he's got to make here, because the yellow on the bottom cushion, you've got the yellow on over the bottom left to get to it, and then all the yellows are fine. But the reds have a problem to solve, but he is going to go reds. The red on the, obviously nearest the top right hand corner.
I think he solves it quite early. I thought he's just going to pot that, stop the white dead, and then use the red that's in the middle of the table, cut it into the middle and kick in, but he's actually coming downstairs first. So he's leaving it to at least another 2 balls time to move.
I think he probably was doing that, but he didn't get it right, I think. Because I'd be surprised if he didn't go to play that first. Normally, he's so good at doing that.
Well, the thing is where he just pointed his cue is exactly the place where he could have got to in his first shot. And that's where he's looking, where he wants to be. That's short. No, it's not. I thought that was just going to die on the rail.
It kept going and kept going, didn't it?
It's actually gone a little bit further than he probably would have liked. I mean, he's got the angle there.
Yeah, you have to force the angle rather than let it naturally get there.
Does he play the red off the yellow?
Yeah, well, he has looked at it.
Brilliant. So much easier that way, because he's gained his position onto the red into the centre now, and he just rolls this in, pings the red down that rail, just brings the cue ball back a couple of inches. Black in the corner, thank you very much, and we're level again. Beautifully done.
Yeah. Very impressive. Another very good break and finish for Tom Cousins.
So that's just the one. So the one match in this entire tournament was that one where it could have all gone wrong.
But it
gives everybody hope.
Yeah, but at the crunch moment, he turned it on. At the crunch moment, he found the finishes that he needed to steal it away from Aaron. It was very impressive.
It was the funny bit of that is because I did watch the last 2 frames from my room on the app, and it was 6-5 Aaron Davison. He went dry, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tom finished, and then he broke and finished. So I've come out of my room, getting in the lift. The next match, because I've come down to do the Dylan Leary game, and Dylan's actually coming to live with me. Yeah. And I said, "Looking forward to playing now?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "That was a fair finish in the Cousins Davis match." He goes, "What, did Tom win?"
Yeah.
So he's come out of his room thinking that. I went, "Yeah." He said, "Don't say he's reversed and then broken dish." I said, "Exactly what he's done."
Exactly.
He went, "Oh, great." Now because he knows full well if he did get through against David Hogan, he was playing him in the semis. And in fact, that was an incredible match itself, with David Hogan coming out on top.
Match of the tournament, no doubt.
Yeah. 9 breaking dishes straight off the bat.
Yeah, first 9, amazing.
Then he sort of had some strange moment where for 5 minutes that neither could hit a ball, and then normal service was resumed and Hogan got over the line. But
he had the.
But their finishes weren't. Every finish they had in those 9, there was something had to be moved. There wasn't just like
it was brilliant.
Tap-ins. But talking about tap-ins.
It's just Tom going through another quiet break clearance. So he's broke cleared every frame apart from his opening break, isn't it? That's where we're at with his game right now. So this is break number 5.
Now we did make a great connection on that very first one, but every one of since has just been it's been an absolute just sledgehammer.
And this is for 7 out of 8 frames. Can remember he lost the first 2. This is for 7 out of 8 frames.
So even if you give Sean the 2 frames that he could have won, or maybe should have won, he's still behind. No, he'd be level.
Yeah. But it's the momentum you give, isn't it? It's the you've got to keep him down and put him down and then keep him down. Not easy to do.
Not one away now. And I said to Declan, his players that are in the top 30, top 40 can win these events. But then this fella's just always in the semis, final, winning them. You know,
he's there or thereabouts every time, and then he takes down half of them. It's incredible as he makes another golden break that isn't. And 8 ball flies in.
Everybody else that's human is will win an event or get to a final, and then they'll get knocked out in the last 64 one time. Then they'll go out to 32. Won't see him for about 6 months, and then they appear again. This man's never gone, has he?
No, it's so rare he loses early. Well, he's got a chance to make it 5 straight from the break and win this title at the first time of asking. Problem yellow and problem 2 reds together.
But that sums it up though with people playing Tom is when Brian Halcrow lost to Ryan Fleming. I feel it was one of the first matches.
Second match on, I think,
Yeah, and he walked out, Brian, and he was sort of said, a bit unlucky, whatever. And he said, never mind it. He said, and he pointed at Ryan Fleming. He said, he'll be on the same bus as me going home. He said, because he's got Tom in the next round. And that's the train of thought.
Yeah. Yeah, as much as he'll tell you, he's not thinking like that. He believes he could beat him, but you kind of making jokes like that. You do kind of believe it that he's a man that you probably can't beat. Attacks the bad ball, gets the bad ball out.
Saw Sean's story there. Tap his knee in appreciation for a very good shot. 4 balls away from the title.
Yeah, we're just into the final 10, therefore 15 seconds a shot, so just a little bit rushed here for Tom, and he's actually landed awkwardly. When he played the breakout, he would love to have been on the yellow he moved, and he wasn't, or not on it nicely anyway.
That is a beautiful shot from Cousins, and considering the buzzers going at the time, there's no panic. A lot of players will be thinking, "Oh, I've got to really hit this quickly."
He's got really comfortable with it now, hasn't he?
Yeah. absolutely no panic. He goes, okay, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, I'll hit it now. Another lovely controlled shot. Now giving himself a shot at this black ball into the bottom left-hand corner to win the title.
Top Cat does it again. Title number 10 for the number 1 player. A relentless performance. Just absolutely brilliant, and he's just riding high at the top of the game, Tony. It is relentless is the word.
For the 10th time, Tom Cousins is an Ultimate Pool champion.